First things first, happy September, folks. I hope August and this year so far has been great to you and your loved ones. And I hope September and whatever is in store for you lot in 2025 is bigger and better. First things first, hope you and your loved ones have great health. Do me a favor and smash the like button. Happy new month, new blessings. Now that that's over, obviously, we lost a goal to nil against Liverpool. Let me know your thoughts in relation to that. I've done plenty of videos about that. And at the time of making this video, there will probably be a live stream from myself about such people. So come and join me, Arsenal therapy sessions. But it is September the 1st. And as you can see in front of me, it is officially deadline day. The 2025 summer transfer window will close at 7 p.m. this evening, UK time. What are your Arsenal predictions? Well, that Isaac, I've been saying Isaac would be a Liverpool player, and what a great 24 hours it's been for them. They dealt with us. They're about to get Isaac, and well, it's looking like you just have to throw the league in the bag. We have to try and fight all the way, but wait, the FA Cup looking bigger than the Champions League right now. In Berta, we trust. Berta, you've done a madness. Credit to you for all the signings you've done. It was nice to see Eze make his debut. Mascara came on. Sad circumstances around Saliba, but he came on and he coped well. The players are there. At this moment, Arteta, you sent Berta to go to the shop or the supermarket and get the ingredients. He's got the ingredients. If you're unable to cook a meal, there's issues there. For me, it comes down to in-game management. Of course, if we threw the kitchen sink against Liverpool and we still lost a goal to nil, there'd have been issues. I still remember the game at the Emirates last year where people similar, including myself, was calling us very conservative, and we were in that game. And it actually was the right approach. But if you remember the one time we gambled, I think Trent found Darwin Núñez and then Salah scored. It's these fine margins that we need to be on the right side. But I'm digressing. With it being deadline day in a matter of hours, I have small hope of a left winger. Let me know, people. Do you not think Berta can throw in one more surprise, or is it just about outgoings, in which we're going to get into across the course of this video? But yeah, Arsenal, man, I need a left winger. I beg you, Berta, just find me one. And apparently Bayern Munich are sniffing around Ademola Lookman, and they've proposed a proposal for the forward, which includes a loan, including a sizable fee and option to buy at a significant price. Don't know if that correlates with what's going on with Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea and things of that ilk, but bring Lookman. Inter been sniffing, Bayern been sniffing, apparently some other clubs. Surely we could get this done. To be honest, if it was going to happen, it would have happened already in it, but we move. Hincapié seems to be the only deadline day arrival, and I don't want to see Szoboszlai's free kick anymore, so let's pause that. Arsenal and Bayern are now exchanging documents for Piero Hincapié, all done and set to be announced today. Hincapié already in London. And you'd imagine simultaneously, Kiwior is putting the final touches to his own move. Ben Jacobs has said a series of outgoings expected at Arsenal tomorrow, which is now correlated into today. Understand Albert Sambi Lokonga is close to joining Hamburg on a permanent transfer. Get in. Fabio Viera could now join Hamburg on a season-long loan. Stuttgart also keen. Kiwior already in Porto ahead of finalising his move. Reece Nelson is still in talks with Fulham over a loan with an option to buy. Option, really? 1 minute is Crystal Palace for 15 mil, then it's Fulham. I know you just bought some youth called Kevin from Shakhtar Donetsk, but come on, man, stop playing games. Zinchenko to Marseille remains one to watch. All parties working on an exit. So it seems like Lokonga's gone. Fabio seems to be gone. Kiwior's more or less gone. Nelson is and it still appears radio silence with Marseille. I think for Marseille, Zinchenko and Arsenal, there's going to have to be a bit of giving and taking. Maybe Zinchenko's going to have to accept less wages. Maybe Marseille are not going to pay him 100 grand a week, but pay him significantly more. Maybe Arsenal need to do their bit as well. Let me know your thoughts in relation to that. Lokonga has already completed a medical ahead of a permanent switch to Hamburg. He could also be joined by Fabio Viera on loan at the Bundesliga club. So we're hearing the same things. Should we click on this account because they do a good way of just making sure everything happens? Big up hand of Arsenal. Plattenberg out of Sky Germany has said Fabio Viera to Hamburg done. Full agreement. 25-year-old attacking midfielder will arrive in Hamburg within the next hour to undergo his medical loan with an option to buy worth 20 million euros. Forget the loan, the option, buy him. An unbelievable deal by Kuntz and Costa. Hamburg are signing 2 new players from Arsenal on deadline day. Have him, man. Do your thing, man. You look, do what you need to do. So, yeah, man. With Nelson, we don't know if it's Palace or Fulham right now. Zinchenko, Marseille. Fabio seems like he's going to Hamburg. Lokonga, Hamburg permanently, where he'll be reunited at some point with Vincent Kompany. And Kiwior, in a similar structure, is obviously going over to Porto along with an obligation to buy. Unfortunately, life is coming at Arsenal fans very fast. Saliba was forced off after 5 minutes with an ankle knock. Arteta, I think, did come out and say he sustained it in the warm-up and he tried to keep going. Clearly, we're taking no risk. He has withdrawn from the French national side, people. Arteta said he twisted his ankle during the warm-up and he came in and said he believed that he could carry on and play. But straight away in the first 2 actions, I could see that he couldn't cope and we had to get him out, unfortunately. He did put his thumbs up after the game in the mix zone, but again, obviously, no human being, let alone a footballer, knows their body better than them. Pause. But he's not a medic in it, and we're gonna have to be a bit cute and clever. And obviously, nobody could have predicted this. And for obvious reasons, Arsenal needed to bring in depth. But I do wonder where you look at Saliba, you had a kind of a layoff towards the end. Timber, White, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes, even maybe you could filter that to Declan Rice. So I'm sure had a hamstring knock. Obviously, we needed depth. We needed to cope. We know what happened last season. But beyond the obvious, surely a bit of this must have been expected with certain individuals. I don't know if that makes sense. But Arteta is right. But thank God we had Mascara, which we put him in for the first time in the Premier League, his debut, not expecting at Anfield. And I think he was really, really good. Baptism of fire, shown that bring to the carpet. Saliba said, Arteta asked if he's worried about Saliba's fitness. I am, because you cannot play a game of that stature after you tried to do that. It means there's something wrong. We don't know when Saliba's going to return. On Bukayo Saka, we obviously know he's going to be out for a few weeks. He sustained the hamstring knock against Leeds, people. So we're going to have to see where that is. On Kai Havertz, he's undergone surgery on his knee. Benjamin White is still missing. Apparently, he could be back for Forest. It's unknown what's going on with Norgard. And we know Gabriel Jesus is penciled in for October, people. So it's a mixed bag where Arsenal. Trossard is one of the names Roma are following. The club's director of football, Frederic Massaura, has been in contact with Andrea Berta about a deal. Now, I can't lie, I understand letting Trossard go, but I wouldn't sanction Trossard going unless we bring someone else in. We're at where we're at. Whether I rate you, Jesus, Martinelli, you don't need to be utilised for a season. If we can do something in what's left of the window, if we can do something in January, which I don't want to look beyond, then fair enough. Other than that, I'm not too sure, people. Now, what is this saying in relation to Arsenal? Let's see if there's anything Arsenal related here. Hincapié is in London, finalising his switch to Arsenal. The deal is a 45 million package, an initial loan with a buy option that can be formally triggered next summer. Arsenal understood to be optimistic they can complete the deal before the 7 p.m. transfer deadline. The Ecuador international is expected to be the only deadline day arrival and would become the club's 8th summer signing. His arrival would trigger Kiwior's switch to Porto. The Pole is already in Portugal and has completed his medical test. The deal is initial loan, but the package is worth up to 23.4 million, including bonuses. We've got over Lokonga, who's going to join Hamburg permanently. Fabio Viera, apologies, is joining on loan with a buy option. Fulham remains a possible option for Nelson. That would also be a loan, while Arsenal and Marseille are still speaking about a possible move for Zinchenko, which is complex due to his salary, which we already knew. We have seen Fabio Vieira linked with West Ham. With Paqueta staying, maybe that quashes that. So we're going to have to see.